Hello, I'm Bogie Price. Real name is I.B. Price III. I used to be Little Bogie, now I'm Old Bogie. Old Bogie was my father who took me to Caddo Lake several times when I was young. I work at Bowie Electric Co-op in Douglasville, Texas. I've been there for 31 years. They say I'm 70 years of age, but really not. I'm 21 with 49 years of experience, is what I like to tell people. But anyway, I love to go to Caddo Lake on my spare time, fish, do a little hunting. When I was younger, I have fond memories with my cousins going duck hunting and deer hunting, even on Caddo Lake on the islands when you could do that. But one day I remember going out duck hunting with my cousin Gary Price, and we had to go by a small boat once our big boat hit this island area, and we had a real dangerous time going across a gator hole to our blind. It was about 29 degrees, and I made it fine with the P-row, shoved the P-row back to Gary. He got in the P-row and flipped it in the gator hole, and it was 29 degrees, and Gary said, "Oh no, I'm fine, it's almost daylight, this duck hunt." So we continued on duck hunting, and after a while Gary got pretty cold, and we had to get him back to our lake house on Caddo Lake and warming him up pretty well. But fond memories like that is what I'll cherish for all my life. I remember also taking the photographer for the Marshall News Messenger out to Caddo Lake, and he wanted to see an alligator, and I just happened to know where this alligator was coming out of hibernation, so we had some real good photographs of that. Also, I won't ever forget my wife. When we first started dating, I asked my wife, "Janet, would you like to go to Caddo Lake and see a real alligator?" So, she said, "Yes, I'd love to." Well, make a long story short, we went to Caddo Lake, and I scared her to death, and shortly after that she married me. So it was a event that I will always remember all my life. But I remember my father taking me to Caddo Lake when I was just a young man, and he would show me places like an old oil well site, offshore site, that he told me that it was the first offshore oil well in the world. And from what I understand, that is one of the first places offshore wells were drilled at that time. Other places he would took me was old sites of where the old Mitty Stevens came up, and where the Legacy has the boat burning up in 1869. He said that he at one time knew where the site was, and when he was 18 jumped in and recovered a Derringer off the old boat, steamboat. And I did see the Derringer later on in life, but I wouldn't think he was telling me a story. But anyway, that was a experience I do remember. One of the main things I enjoy doing on Caddo Lake is taking my grandkids. I have 7 grandkids, and either fishing or just boat riding, seeing the beautiful creation the Lord gave us at Caddo Lake. And also, while we take our trips to Caddo Lake and guide trips with the grandkids, I remember one time my grandson was with me, and we was on about a 45-minute trip, which lasts around an hour and a half. And he looked at me, he said, "Grandpa, when are we going to turn around?" I said, "Bennett, in a few minutes you're going to recognize the place that we're coming out." So it was a few minutes, and he was settled down real nicely. But anyway, my dream is to have Caddo Lake to preserve for the other people in the world to see the creation that the Lord gave us, and someday I hope that you might be able to see this same creation. Thank you.